Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Hazbin Hotel, episode 5. And again, sorry for the late review. I had another eye surgery. Vision's still a little blurry. I'm still in the healing process, but this is supposed to make my eye better. We'll see. The doc said it takes about a week for all the fuzziness to go away. So it's day 4 of the recovery, but that's why it's been taking so long. Anyways, this episode is, it's okay. We get back to the main plot of like, oh no, execution day or whatever is happening and they're going to kill everybody. We meet the devil, Satan, Lucifer himself, and underwhelming is the order of the day. Kind of pathetic. It's funny. I don't know if they were trying to make him a loser because the devil is a loser. He tried to subvert his own plans and his own ideas over God's ideas and God's way, and that's why everything happened the way it did. But I don't know. I kind of wanted him to be at least intimidating. He's literally the exact opposite of everything. He's just like a skinny little guy and he's tiny. Like he's smaller than, like he's one of the smallest characters in the show. And like nobody respects him. It's really weird. Like I don't understand what was the angle they were going for. But it's just a daddy's issue thing. And every female creator in the last 25 years has daddy's issues. And I guess that's just mandatory from now on. But we'll jump right into the episode. We have Charlie freaking out. Remember that episode of My Little Pony? When Twilight couldn't think of a friendship lesson? It's like that, but not funny. It's like that, but not clever. So Charlie's like, what are we going to do? To save everyone. She's literally made 0 steps in redeeming anybody. Nothing. Like she's been doing like silly little like trust fall exercises. But the show's not even about that. Like no one's even close to being redeemed. They just have Snake Man and he kind of just hangs out. Angel that just kind of hangs out and there's no one's like even making a real attempt to get any better. But she needs help and they go back to I need to have a meeting with heaven. They already did that. They've had that meeting and it was unproductive and it didn't work. But then she thinks it's going to work now. Anyway, so she needs to talk to her dad. And then even, Vaggy's like, hey, maybe you should call your dad. I want to call my dad. I never talk to him. And oh, I hate my dad. My dad sucks balls. And we get to see the devil or Lucifer. I don't know. Whatever. He has 1,000 names. The father of all lies. He's making rubber duckies. Intentional silence. I don't know what to say. He looks like a clown. Like I know Charlie has like clown makeup. I don't know what that. I don't know what the significance of it, why she has to look this way, but he has a clown face, the clown white and the big rosy red cheeks, and he dresses like a little weird pimp, and he's super awkward and weird. And is this an attempt to make us feel bad for Lucifer, to like think that since he's so pathetic we feel bad for him? This is another thing you can take this in real life. Being strong doesn't mean you're wrong, and being weak doesn't mean you're right. Those two things don't always line up that way. But are we trying to say, look how weak and pathetic he is? Oh, feel bad for him? I don't know. It's weird, but he's like, oh, Charlie, hey, kiddo, what's going on? Hey, then for how badly he wants to talk to his daughter and be a part of her life, whenever she invites him to be part of her life, then he doesn't want to. It's weird. Again, these are probably her real father issues that she really has in real life. And guess what? And we're the audience and we're going to be part of the therapy session and we're forced to go for the ride of my daddy issues on screen. So he agrees to come meet her and come down and see what she's doing with the hotel and everything. But he he's like not listening. It's weird. How can you be so, I want to see my daughter, and then at the same time be like, oh yeah, whatever, kid, and you like don't pay attention to what she says. So he shows up to the hotel, and nobody like has any respect for this guy. It's weird. They do and they don't. So she's trying to show off everything that she's doing, but like I said, he's interested and he's not interested. It's it's odd. It's very, very odd. I guess these two little things, they're like sheep. We've never seen these characters before. These little creatures, and I guess they're there to sell plushies. I'm assuming there's plushies of these things. And he's like, "Oh, you got to protect Charlie." I'm like, "They're supposed to protect Charlie? Like I've never even seen these things." But we meet Alastor, and of course Alastor is like, "Oh, hey, Lucifer," and then they have a I don't want to cuss, but a D word measuring contest. Basically, he's like saying, "Oh, everything's because of me," and then Charlie's like, "Yeah, Alastor's been a lot of help," but then he like doesn't like Alastor. Is it because, oh, I don't like you getting close to my daughter, or he actually knows Alastor and doesn't like him? I'm thinking it's just like an overprotective daddy thing. And it's not a, like, some people I can already tell, like, oh, it's because he, like, doesn't want anyone to be with Charlie. I don't think that's the case. It's more of a, I don't want Charlie looking up to you because I want her to look up to me. Or something like that. Again, we're talking about the devil here. So this whole conversation is just so weird. So they're having their little pissing contest. But, Charlie is trying to explain to her dad what she's trying to do. And he's just, again, not really paying attention. And he only really pays attention when Alastor gets involved because he wants to, like, be like, hey, it's me that did this. And then there's a song, and it's stupid. It's a bad song. It's just the back and forth between Alastor and him, But here's the thing: he's Lucifer. Can he just zap him out of existence? Like, what is the extent of his power? Like, is he all controlling of hell, or is he just, oh, you're the guy that runs this joint, but he has no power? Like, why aren't people are afraid? Because I remember in the one episode when Alastor was walking with that other ancient demon guy. People were so afraid they were killing themselves to get out of their way. It doesn't seem like Lucifer has that effect on people. They almost like they're goofing on him because he's so small. I don't know. So they're having this big song back and forth, and then you have the whole like Alice like, oh, you're like the daughter I never had, and then of course that pisses off Lucifer because he's like, no, that's my daughter, and then they have a, kind of a shouting match, but it's not about. They made it more about them, but I think Alastor's just trying to get under his skin. But for what reason? Just to like piss him off? It's weird. And then we get this character. I don't remember her name because she's utterly pointless. She's just there to cause an issue. She's like an old flapper girl. Oh, Alice the baby. Like she talks like that. It's just so weird. It's such a, I don't know, but. She's like, oh, how you doing, darling? Oh, you remember me? Those the old days when we would drink all the nights away. And so they have history. And you know how Dusk, her and Alastor all have history. And she's even kind of bugging on Dusk a little bit. Like, oh, you still got you under ropes? Oh, hey, honey, But we see that the only reason why she's there is because she's got people after her. Because she never shows up unless she needs something. Like Dusk is trying to tell Alastor, like, hey, the only time she ever wants anything is because she wants something from you. She's not here to just to hang out and like be friends and catch up. Like she needs a favor. But we get a little bit more backstory with Alastor, and like she kind of tells his story a little bit. How he kind of came in on the scene and just started just like murking people and taking, big chunks of the hell and like kind of making it his own. But like, I don't understand. Like, so Lucifer just sits back and lets all these things happen. Like he just doesn't care. But then we get and because she needs help, right? Because these shark guys are after her because she took like a big loan, so they're gonna try to get her. They start blowing up the hotel. Alastor's like, hey, like this is my hotel. You're messing up my business. And so he gets into like battle mode. It's not, I wanted it to be cooler because like Alastor's always been shown to like when he turns like his full like demon powers, he looks really cool. Here, it's not as cool. Like you could tell the budget was like, okay guys, we can't spend money on this budget. We got to spend on something else. So he kind of just beats these people back. And then Lucifer's trying to explain to Charlie, he's like, this little hotel, you can't save these people. And even she's like, I'm trying to save, I want to save my people. And Lucifer's like, what do you mean your people? These are souls, and what the hell? They had their chance to be good and they weren't. And they got sent here. So he doesn't even believe in her project. But at the same time, he doesn't want her to like get disappointed, or he doesn't want to set up this meeting in heaven because she's going to get treated the same way that he did. But didn't this already happen? Didn't this meeting, it's so weird. Didn't we have deja vu? Didn't she already meet with the freaking heaven and it didn't work out? Alastor wins, kicks that girl out, says, you know what, hey, I don't need you around here. You're basically, you're bringing in trash. You're trash. You check trash. We don't need trash in this hotel. Was this a setup? I'm thinking maybe Alastor set this whole scenario up to make Alastor look more like a good guy to Charlie. Again, what's his game? The most interesting character in this whole show is Alastor. Like, what's his game? Is he going to try to steal Charlie's power? Is he going to just be the puppet master and let Charlie, like, you know, take her place as like the queen of hell? Like, what's his game? Like, that's the big question here. This whole, oh, my daddy doesn't believe in my dream crap, that's garbage. I don't give a flying crap about this. Then begin a big old song about how Lucifer got his heart broken by heaven and he doesn't want the same thing to happen to her. And they have a big song. Their duet sucks. Their voices, their harmony is awful. It's a terrible harmony. Their voices don't match. I don't like it one bit. But they have a big old song and you make me happy and I love you and all that kind of stuff. Like, again, we're talking about the devil again. Every time I think about this, you think I'm talking about like normal people. Like, we're talking about the actual devil loving someone. So he's like, okay, babe, you know, I'll make this thing happen for you. I'll make a meeting for you. And they're like, hey, we did it. Hooray. And that's the end of the episode. The only interesting thing is Alastor. What's his game? Was this all a big setup? I'm thinking it was a setup because he always wants to look good. Like, he wants Charlie to think that he's a good guy, but obviously he's not a good guy. He's doing this whole thing for some bigger reason, and it can't be to help Charlie. There's got to be a big betrayal at the end, and which is perfect. That makes sense for someone who's a demon lord. They're going to be bad people, but severely disappointed by Lucifer. Oh my goodness, he's like 3 feet tall. He's a joke. He's pathetic. He's like a bumbling single dad who hasn't spent much time with his daughter. It's. I don't know. Were they trying to show that the devil's really a pathetic piece of garbage and he's not powerful or anything? I don't know. People say, oh, he does get into a fight later episodes. I don't know. It's so weird that he's been betrayed in this really silly, pathetic kind of way. But thanks for sticking around, guys. Try to get another episode done this week. I do go back to there's like a 1 week checkup for my eye surgery. So they're going to do that. I might still need glasses. I don't know. But things are still blurry. Thanks for sticking around. Love you guys. Catch you on the next one. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.